Mahmoud Abbas Fatah TBD member state of the Arab League. The 2021 Palestinian elections will consist of elections for the Palestinian Legislative Council to be held on the 22nd of May 2021, for the President of the Palestinian National Authority on the 31st of July and the Palestinian National Council of the PLO on the 31st of August 2021. According to a decree by President Mahmoud Abbas on the 15th of January 2021, the legislative elections will be held in the areas administered by the Palestinian Authority. Hamas welcomed the announcement, as did the UN and the EU, and a number of countries. Hamas, Fatah and other groups agreed on the 9th of February on the mechanisms for the elections, which includes an electoral court and commitments to open voting. The Palestinian Central Elections Commission will be conducting the elections. CEC Chairman Hanna Nasir said in January 2021 that about 2 million Palestinians in Jerusalem, the West Bank, and Gaza Strip are eligible to vote. On the 2nd of March 2021, after the expiration of the deadline for registration to vote, the CEC said that 2.6 million of the 2.8 million eligible voters in the West Bank and Gaza, 93% of the total, had registered. On the 14th of March 2021, a Palestinian Authority official said Arab residents of Jerusalem will participate in the Palestinian general elections. However, a senior Israeli government official said that no decision had yet been taken. Abbas and other Palestinian officials had in the past said there would be no elections without the participation of Arab residents of Jerusalem. Mahmoud Abbas was elected president of the Palestinian National Authority on the 9th of January 2005 for a 4-year term that ended on the 9th of January 2009. The last elections for the Palestinian Legislative Council were held on the 25th of January 2006. There have not been any elections either for president or for the legislature since these two elections. Elections since these dates have only been for local officers. Elections had previously been scheduled for between February and March 2021 and before that, for April and October 2014 in accordance with the Fatah-Hamas Gaza Agreement of April 2014. However, the elections were then delayed indefinitely. In October 2017, Hamas and Fatah signed a reconciliation deal in which Hamas agreed to dissolve the unity government in Gaza and hold general elections by the end of 2018. But the elections again were not held. Mahmoud Abbas announced on the 26th of September 2019 at a speech held at the UN General Assembly that he intends to set a date for elections once he returns to the West Bank. Hamas responded by indicating that it is ready to hold comprehensive and general elections. But on the 6th of November, Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad rejected Abbas's terms for holding elections, which required candidates to recognize the agreements signed by the PLO to be able to run. On the 11th of November 2019, Abbas said that there would be no new Palestinian elections unless they include East Jerusalem and the Gaza Strip. On the 26th of November 2019, Hamas confirmed that it had agreed with the Palestinian Central Elections Commission to participate in elections and that Hamas will not accept the exclusion of Jerusalem under any circumstances. Abbas announced in early December that elections will take place in a few months. On the 10th of December 2019, the Palestinian Authority asked Israel to allow East Jerusalem residents to vote in the planned elections, a request that Israeli officials said would now go to the Security Cabinet. In September 2008, it was suggested that Abbas' term be extended 1 year or that the Palestinian Legislative Council be dissolved a year early in order to hold both elections at the same time. Hamas objected to holding simultaneous elections, arguing that the presidential election should have been held in January 2009 and the parliamentary elections in 2010. Hamas also claimed that the Speaker of the Palestinian Legislative Council, Aziz al-Dawik, who is a Hamas member, became the Palestinian president after Abbas' term ended on the 9th of January 2009. Until new elections are held, Fatah argued that elections should have been held in January 2010. since the Palestinian election law calls for presidential and legislative council elections to be held simultaneously, 4 years after the date of the later. Since the legislative council elections were held in 2006, new elections for both should have been held in January 2010. In reconciliation talks held in Cairo, Egypt in March 2009, Hamas and Fatah agreed to hold the elections by the 25th of January 2010. In the end, because of the Fatah-Hamas conflict, the issue of new elections remained unresolved. In February 2010, local government elections were called in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip for July 2010. The West Bank Palestinian government decided to postpone the elections, arguing that it wanted to safeguard national unity. In December 2010, the Palestinian High Court of Justice ruled that once cabinet calls elections, it does not have authority to cancel them.